One tag, 1 week, one shot to make it count. This is for the hunters who hit the road and get after it, no matter the odds. This is Drawn West. Welcome back to another episode of the Drawn West podcast brought to you by Go Hunt. I'm your host, Brian Krebs, and we've got an exciting, action-packed episode planned for you today. Before we dive in, don't forget to make sure you are signed up for our free Matthews bow giveaway over at getdrawnwest.com. Get yourself entered. Later in this episode, we're going to be releasing a bonus word. You listen to that, you send in the bonus word, and you will get an extra 20 bonus entries to that bow. So make sure you're signed up. Let's kick this episode off. I've got Tanner from the Team Lodge crew on the podcast. We're going to be talking sleep systems for Western hunting, camping, kind of you name it. We're going to be talking about some of those options. Welcome to the podcast, Tanner. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So I reached out. I've been kind of on the radar from Team Lodge for a while, and I'm like, man, it'd be nice to get those guys on the podcast and just talk through, like, you guys are the experts in all of this. I've dabbled in about every way you can sleep on a hunt, from pulling the truck over and crawling in the back seats to Airbnbs and renting a house. I mean, everything in between. And I think a lot of people are like, you plan a hunt, you're like, what do I need? What's going to work? What's not going to work? You don't want to get out there and realize you picked the wrong plan. And so I'm excited to talk to you today about some of the Team Lodge products you guys have got, some of the new stuff you're working on too that's ready to go out the door. And I'm excited to dive into it. But first, like, let's back it up. Like, tell us a little bit about the beginning of the Team Lodge story, because I think you guys are pretty unique in the space. Like, no one else is looking at what you guys do from like the hunting and the four season standpoint, or maybe they are now they're maybe playing catch up.
Yeah. So Team Lodge is a brand, has been around since 2003. Started out basically 100% as a fish house up here in the Midwest, and we build and manufacture in South Dakota. So it started in 2003. A couple of business owners down in Brookings, South Dakota, kind of built it as an off-season opportunity for their employees. They owned a landscape irrigation company and a construction company, so it was kind of fitting. Anyways, primarily fish houses. Some guys would use them as hunting trailers or campers or toy haulers. So fast forward almost 20 years, right? 2020, a company by the name of Century purchased Team Lodge, and Century is based out of Watertown, South Dakota. Century was heavy into the oil and gas industry and had a manufacturing presence in Watertown, and they were building buildings for North Dakota and the Bakken oil field.
Okay.
Obviously, we all know the 2020 deal. Oil went negative. Century, as the manufacturing, lost all of their POs literally overnight. They were all canceled. So Michael, who is the owner, and he wouldn't want to be on camera, and he's probably not going to be happy I dropped his name, but he made a quick pivot. Team Lodge had been for sale. He bought it, moved it to Watertown in about 2 months, and then we started. He hired me February of 2021.
Okay.
And we started building this thing out. I'm just, I guess you'll call me the face of the business, the sales guy, the marketing guy, the service guy, the warranty guy, the parts guy. It's just whatever hat you want to put on that day or that time. That's what I do. But we've really taken the hunt, fish, camp, haul, and now the work lineup seriously, and we're tailoring trailers and products to all those different demographics, really, of people, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very interesting to hear the whole story. I had no idea it goes all the way back to 2003. I think I first started really seeing the Team Lodge brand probably around that same time you're talking about, when everything was changing and in that 2021-ish time frame. And it seems like since then, man, you guys have just been like everywhere you look. There's Team Lodge branding. You see them you're going down the highway. I'm from Minnesota myself. Huge ice fishing culture, right? Like there's a lot of ice houses getting towed around,
Yeah.
especially like Thanksgiving weekend, and then like last weekend in February when our regs are. I mean, you can tell like, oh, this must be the day the DNR says you can't have them out anymore because you'll be stuck behind 20 of them coming back from Mille Lacs, and so
Yeah,
uh,
it's a sight to see leaving the cities on a Friday afternoon, the Twin Cities. So
yeah, there's a lot
you're
of houses
following.
going north, for sure,
Yeah.
and we our family's always had a fish house, but it's always been like I would call it a shanty. Like it's always
Yeah.
been a spare plywood build until recently. My dad and my brother started getting more into the like fully furnished fish houses. Um,
Hmm.
and then we've also done this, Western hunting thing for a decade now, a little longer. My brother's been going a little longer, but a lot of his earlier trips were guided, like horseback style elk hunts.
Yep.
Wall tent up in the, what you read about in Field and Stream. But for the last decade, we've been really doing the DIY Western hunting
Hmm.
thing. And when you're doing a DIY Western hunt, there's a lot that goes into the planning and the logistics. And it seems like every trip, logistics, especially like our elk camp has grown over the years. I think our record was 10 people in an archery elk camp. And so you're talking logistics, like how many, four-wheelers do we need? How many trailers do we need to pull them? How many trucks are people bringing out? And it's like very complicated, very fast. And
Yeah.
they bought a enclosed trailer, just like your average utility trailer. Well, then it was like, well, this one's not big enough because Rangers are getting taller. They're putting bigger tires on Rangers. So then you got to get a bigger one. And then it's like, wow, you keep hitting your head on the door. That's annoying. So you got to get a bigger door. And then it's like, oh, do we go over the axles or do we go inside the axles? It's like, well,
Yeah.
we want that space. So we go over the axles. And now, so we're every trip is almost like an iteration on our sleeping system. But like we were talking about in the green room, if you're going on an archery elk hunt, yeah, that's fine. You could probably lay on the grounds. We'll look at the stars, maybe have a rain fly. If you're going on a rifle elk hunt late season, November, that's not as fun anymore. it's
Yeah.
and you want to be
Yeah.
out
It's kind
there.
of.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You've mentioned 110% of all of our pain points we felt over the last 4 years of growth. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about our conversation before we started this, and
Yeah.
I guided before I took this position, and we guided in Colorado. And we took a tandem axle 20-foot trailer that had shelving built out, and we would put our cots in there.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, we would put an open flame heater in there, and probably not very smart, but I'll tell you what, that enclosed trailer wasn't as sealed up as the stuff we build, and
Yeah.
definitely not as comfortable. But yeah, all the pain points of fitting things in, the side by sides continually get bigger. I mean, that new expedition that Ranger or Polaris just came out with, it's getting bigger. The Can-Am Defenders, the HD10 now, they're getting bigger, and it's just pain points. But yeah, we're building trailers and we're building stuff to fit in any trailer.
Right. So that's
So
what's unique to me. You guys were the first brand that I saw that not only was like, I think everyone kind of got to like, oh, hey, if we're going to buy, not everyone, outdoorsmen and women, they're like, hey, we like to camp in the summertime. That's a big part of the demographic, the culture. Like, we all love camping. We all love being outdoors. You want to bring the family out for the 4th of July to the lake. And it's like, well, do we get a fifth wheel? Do we get a toy hauler? Do we get a conventional tow RV? Do we get a RV, a Class A? And then it's like ice season. We want to go ice fishing. And a lot of people started realizing, like, well, we'll just do the ice house, and then we're going to use that as our camper. And you start seeing AC units on them. What I've never seen before until Team Lodge, and maybe I'm just under a rock, was the intentional marketing to the hunting, the Western hunting demographic. I think that was kind of one people were just kind of skipping that, or maybe the demographic doesn't do that as much. Like maybe your typical Minnesota ice fisherman summer camper just isn't an elk hunter. I don't know, but I was like, oh, this team, like Team Lodge is like on their main page, it's usually like maybe it's summer season, but it's a picture of a hunting setup, not a fishing setup.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's really cool because that's me. I'm 99. I'll go fishing if there's nothing in season. I've tagged everything out and it's the shed antlers haven't fallen on the ground yet. That's my ice fishing window. But if I don't tag out, I'm hunting all the way till the 1st of January. for whitetails, and then they start dropping antlers about Valentine's Day. So typical ice fishing season's about 6 weeks, and I love it. But man, if there's anything related to hunting going on, I'm hunting.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's interesting. You better stay at home a little bit and help the wife around the house. But the seasons in team lodges are yeah, they're endless. The
Yeah,
opportunity is endless. And maybe one of the things that we noticed right away was when Michael bought it in the fall of 2020. He took a team lodge on a hunting trip, and he had a vision. He saw that these things are uh, much tougher built than just your typical Class A or a travel trailer or an enclosed trailer. So the same build principles that they had back in 2003 have lived all the way till now. We still do that. And maybe one of the things is I'm not saying that other brands aren't built as well, but we specifically try to build them to be indestructible.
yeah,
Closed cell spray foam, steel frames, just some other proprietary stuff that we do. It's no secret. You can see it on our Facebook page and YouTube
yeah,
page how we do things. Um, we just want to build a trailer. We want you to build your last trailer. We don't want you to have a motor home that you're paying a payment and insurance on, an enclosed trailer that you have to use, or a flat deck to haul your stuff around, and then a fish house. You can bundle them all into one
yeah,
and use that unit year round. You know all the little quirks and things. You don't have to move things around in and out of them all the time. It's a do-all unit
yeah.
that's functional, and that's part of the furniture piece. We have furniture that is functional, that can flip and fold and get out of the way and do different things, and that's great in our team lodges. But
Yeah.
if you have a stealth enclosed trailer that you want to outfit that you have that's a little bit cheaper, we got the product to put in there too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
let's talk a little bit about those accessories. So, a lot of people, I don't know, I think it's like you live in the country, you get acreage, you have stuff, and maybe it's just the country lifestyle. Like, you got to have a trailer, right?
yeah.
Everyone's got to have a trailer. If you got, and a lot of people have an enclosed trailer. Like, well, my kids move to college and then they get in a new apartment every other year, and I'm always constantly moving them. And, a lot of people do have an enclosed trailer, and you're like, well, I already have that. It sounds like you guys saw that was a big part of the market. And you're like, well, we have all the expertise for rigging these. I mean, that's what we do. You don't have to get rid of that, but here's what we already have that can just plug and play almost right into your current setup. What kind of accessories are we talking? I mean, it's not like coat hangers. I mean, we're talking full on, like you could rig up your own trailer the way you want it. I want the couch over here.
Yeah, yeah. So the first product that we really started with was what we call at Team Lodge the Bunch. It's a bunk couch combo.
Okay.
So it's a double bunk, but then the top also pivots down to be a couch back. That started being built when I started in 2021. Built out of 2x3s and 2x4s. We had a steel ladder that kind of worked, but it wasn't like super handy.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we have a team of engineers. They designed out Rev 2. That one had an aluminum frame. It was better than the first one, but still not good. And then the product has just kind of evolved from there. So it's taken 4 years to get it where it's at. And now that bunk couch combo is available in two sizes, a 72-inch long or an 80-inch long bunk.
Yeah.
They're both 30 inches wide, so it's not quite a twin bed, but it's very comfortable. And we're shipping them literally all over. We just shipped 3 bunks out earlier this week to Maine. And then we have another one, I believe, going to Washington. So it's literal opposite sides of the U.S. Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas. They've just been going all over. It's been fun to see that. We're getting good feedback on it. It's easy to install. It's easy to use. And probably the biggest thing is it is comfy.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to say that because I wear this brand here.
Right.
But the feedback that we've gotten is, wow, this thing looks like it's not comfy, but it actually is.
Right.
And that's big.
Comfort is a huge. I preach comfort a lot on the podcast. Folks are probably tired of me hearing about it, but like you look at certain people that are just very extreme individuals, right? Like I always like to pick on Cameron Haynes because it seems like he's probably the most extreme. And it's like, yeah, he might run 26 miles into his elk hunting spot and lay on a flat rock. But he's a unique person, and
Mm-hmm.
when I'm hunting, like, I know that the more comfortable, the better the sleep I get, the easier it is to cook good food, warm up meals, get nutrition, get to sleep, the better I'm going to hunt. The longer I'm going to stay in the game mentally, physically. And a lot of times when we come from like the Midwest, it's like, if I live in Montana, it's one thing to go out for a day and be like, I'm not just not feeling it. I'll maybe take
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow off. Well, you have 6 weeks of your general season. You got a lot of time. I'm coming from Minnesota. I got 7 days. I've been planning and prepping for a year. I don't want to take any of those days off. And so being
Yep.
comfortable, it's like, yeah, it might not be the coolest thing on Instagram to be like, yeah, I like to sleep in a real comfortable bed when I'm elk hunting. Okay. But it's pretty
Yeah.
cool when you are successful twice as often as you would be without, when you're sleeping in, when you're not getting good sleep, when you're going to town for a pizza because you haven't been eating well. And now you really are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trade-off. And that's, to me, it's okay to not be cool on Instagram because you sleep on an actual bed, not a flat
Yeah.
rock or a cot. I
Yeah.
mean, it's for a reason, right? We're here to hunt.
Yep.
We're here to kill elk or deer or
Exactly.
antelope or whatever it is.
Yeah, and maybe you still go out and do the spike thing, and you
Yeah,
go out in your tent with your thermarest and lay it on the ground. But hopefully, you're coming back every 2 or 3 days, bringing your harvest back to the trailer
yeah,
to get it in coolers, and then go back out. So it's a good place to rest your head. And yeah, I was thinking about that too before our conversation. It's kind of funny that this is all going full circle now. So
yeah. So the accessories, the bunch is the big one. It looks like that you guys have on the website right now. Basically allows anyone to take their current travel trailer, like your enclosed tandem axle. Stealth is a big one. H&H, you name it. You can put this up against the wall. When it folds up, what is the dimensions of it folded? Is it, it looks like it's low profile for sure. It looks like 12 inches maybe.
yeah, it's 11 inches. Again, it depends on how you mount it. We've had some guys, actually, the owner of Baku, he picked up a set of bunks from us from the Hunt Expo in Utah, and he installed them in a trailer, and the backing wasn't perfect. So he ended up putting a 1x6 across there so it stood out a little bit further. But he sent me a picture and said, hey, side by side still fits easy, no problem. So, yeah, it kind of all depends on how you have to mount them.
Yeah.
But they're designed to be about 10.5 inches from the wall. So uh,
Wow.
gives you plenty of room because a lot of the standard enclosed trailers, you're going to have a fender well in there that's going to stick out a little bit unless you have a deck over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wasted space in a way, but you're still using it for something. And then outside of the bunch, we have another product that we call a Sleater, and that is a sofa sleeper slash eater.
Mm.
It's something
Yeah.
that we made up.
Yeah.
We're good at making things up, but it's designed to be a dinette set,
Okay.
and it folds again up against the wall, and then it's multifunction. It can be your dinette seating or couch, and then it folds into either a king, queen, or double bed, and it's available in a 6.5 wide, a 7 wide, 7.5 wide, and 8 wide to fit all of the different trailer widths out there.
Mm.
One of the big things that we found when we were trying to procure these sofa sleepers from other companies was that there was always a gap in the center, and we were having to make brackets. So we fit and designed all of these different ones so that they meet up in the middle, so that your hip or your cheek isn't in between, a 3 to 6 inch gap.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of learning that we've done here, but we've got the product to where it's marketable and sellable, and obviously not just letting it sit, but continually trying to make little revisions
Yeah.
and make it easier and better.
Yeah.
So
I think it's awesome. And I think everyone's at a different point in life, right? Like,
for sure.
I'm kind of always looking at like, man, I just maybe exited the real like budget phase of life, like right out of college. You're trying to buy a house, don't have a 4-wheeler yet, and you're like, I don't know. It's pretty cheap to lay across the back seat of my pickup, but I'm 6'2", and that doesn't fit super well. And,
Yeah.
and so then, so some people might be like, hey, I got an enclosed trailer, and like, these are the cards in my hand right now, right? Like, I got to make
Yep.
this work. I don't get a new hand of cards yet. And
Yep.
so that's an option. It's a super good option to, you could,
Hmm.
like you said, get the Sleater. And I didn't even realize the Sleater was one. I was focused on the bunk. Um, you can have a full tape. I mean, you put a Sleater and a bunch in a 7x16, even if it's not Rangers. I mean, you still have a 716. You're
You
sleeping
have
your whole family, and you put
you
a
can
little
sleep
folding
four
table in
very
the front,
comfortable.
and you can
Yep.
cook on. Um, one of the trends I've been seeing lately is for these people that are maybe in this mindset of like, yeah, that would be awesome, right? Like the Grand Lodge, that's the dream. But right now, I'm kind of more on like can I get a $1,500 Facebook Marketplace special and drill
Yeah.
some holes in the floor of a car carrier, and that's my fish house for now. I've seen
Yeah.
that a lot lately, actually.
Yeah.
You got a house out there that's like 2 feet off the ground or 18 inches off the ground with one of those 5-gallon pails down to the ice. I'm like,
Yep.
that person's grinding, man. They're just trying
Yep.
to make something work, and now they can, get that sleep comfort for not much more, really. I mean, like, you don't
No.
have a lot invested into a setup at that point, and it gives you a lot more functionality.
Yeah. The one thing that I will mention is, I mean, it doesn't. It's not cheap. They're not cheap, but they're well built, and we ship on time. We have very good customer service, and that's probably something that you don't see
Yeah,
in many places anymore. Um, yeah, we take care of our people, and we truly do value our customers
yeah,
here, whether it's a $1,200 bunk purchase or $100,000 trailer. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the same level of customer service at either spending level.
yeah.
So.
Let's jump over. I'm really curious about the toy hauler side of the business. So, um, maybe just dive right in. My biggest question that I've always struggled with on this whole, like, if you're going to invest in something for your hobbies and passions, what do you pick? Do you pick my brother and my dad they move a lot. They use their enclosed trailer as a utility trailer a lot.
Mhm.
And so they're
Yeah.
like, hey, we don't want to use an ice castle or an ice house or a team lodge as a utility trailer because we're going in and out of it with pallet jacks and moving stuff. It just get dinged up. Right. So they went that model, and then they just insulated it. Okay. You get a really solid axle when you get one of those big ones. Or do you go the other route? Do you get a recreational vehicle, right? An ice house, a team lodge that goes up and down. You can use it on ice. The big thing I've always struggled with, and I'd like to hear you kind of talk me through it. To me, I've always thought the axles for fish houses that when they go up and down are just not durable enough to do a lot of the mountain side of it. Has
Hmm.
that changed? Is that like an old way of thinking about these axles?
It's a great question, and it's one that gets asked a lot. Just because with our marketing strategy, it's more than Midwest. Everyone in what we call the ice belt knows what these trailers are, knows what they can do, knows their capabilities. But outside of the Dakotas and Minnesota, we'll even say Iowa, Nebraska, Wisconsin,
Yeah,
they're really not known, and they do cause a little bit of animosity in the consumer,
sure.
especially when looking to make a substantial purchase. These trailers they either lift and lower with the cable driven system or a hydraulic system.
Okay.
Um, the one thing that's kind of funny is everyone thinks that it's a different axle. It's got all of the same components as your regular cargo trailer or your vehicle going down the road. It's got a spindle, it's got a hub, it's got a brake assembly.
Okay.
The only difference is like on the hand crank frames, instead of having a through axle, it's the spindle and the hub, or the spindle is basically welded to an arm that pivots.
Yeah.
It's a steel structure that has a stub axle, is what they call it, that allows it to pivot. Now, on the other hand, the hydraulic units, those are full through tube torsion axles.
Okay.
Unreal. My lights keep shutting off here.
No worries.
Technology. Um, It's a true through tube torsion axle. It just has a little bit of a different drop. So like a lot of trailers out there have the torsion. You can buy them in a even or 0 degree or a 10 degree down or a 10 degree up or 15 degree up. These ones are especially specialty built axle. They come from Dexter, who's an American company. And it's just a few different components. But the manufacturer that we're working through with these trailers, this is their fourth generation of the trailers, the GS Gen 4 hydraulic trailer.
Okay.
So many years, many trials. There's tens of thousands of these things going down the road. You've mentioned Ice Castle buys them, Glacier buys them. Those are prominent fish house brands
Yeah.
in the Midwest and the Ice Belt. These things, Bruce, who's the GM over there, he told me that they had one at the Olympics, I think in Paris, that a company had actually built some different trailer off of. I think it was built for an ADA model, but it worked.
Yeah.
And I can personally attest to, I have pulled these trailers from Sacramento, California to Schenectady, New York. So literally almost coast to coast. I've pulled them to Dallas, Texas. I've pulled them to Minot, North Dakota. Granted, they might all be brand new trailers and only have, 0 to 1,000 miles on them. But the first handful of these that are coming out, I haven't seen them nor heard. Sure, there can be some alignment issues, but we have now basically ridded that out of the consumer's hands, and everything gets pre-aligned here at the shop.
Okay.
So really, all in all, long story short, very durable, and they react and act the exact same way as a torsion axle or a leaf sprung axle trailer.
Okay. Is there, if for someone that's like maybe more on the elk hunting, or they're maybe looking at, which one would I want to go with? Elk hunting or mule deer hunting, mountain hunting is going to be a big part of how I use it. I'm not worried about the axles at all going 2 hours to the lake. It's all paved roads. You got to be a little careful sometimes on these lake accesses with ice eaves, but that's common sense. Like I have a 10,000 pound flatbed trailer for my tractor, and I don't go over shit that fast with that thing either. And it's, solid welded. You just got to be a little careful at the end of the day with your stuff if you want it to last. But that being said, some of these gravel roads in the mountains, I'm sure you've seen some of them. Those things were created by a different force sometimes. I mean, they got some trees and roots and stumps, logs, boulders, gaps, washouts. It happens. You got to do the best you can to go slow, take care. We always bring a fair amount of blocking in case you got to fill a washout or something.
Yeah.
But all that being said, does a leaf or a torsion perform better than the other for that application? Or like the hydraulic lift or the cable drive lift is one like, yeah, we see like this one's going to be a lot better or worse? Or are they pretty equal? Like, hey, as long as you're not road racing down these gravel roads, they're both going to be just fine.
Yeah. Personally, like I said, I've pulled these things east to west, north to south. I personally would prefer a torsion axle.
Okay.
They do pull better loaded, which most of the time when you're going to and from, you're going to be loaded.
Yeah.
And actually, one thing that I didn't mention, while we build these trailers that lift and lower, we're also building just regular straight axle, camper style where they're raised, 15 to 20 inches.
Yep.
In some cases, 30 inches off the ground, like our Mountain Lander, that has a 30-inch ground clearance. So we're building trailers for anything. If a lot of the guys in the Midwest that like yourself that might use it for fishing season, but also needs a hunting trailer, you're going to look at the lift and lower axle. But Larry out in Utah, he might say, I've never even ice fished in a trailer before. I don't need that. So then I just say, okay, well, we have a 6K torsion option that we can build, and you're going to have a 16 to 18-inch ground clearance just like you would on our other trailers. So,
yeah.
But personally, I prefer a torsion axle. And I like to hear that you go prepared, because there's some guys that don't. And then they put the trailers through the rigorous test and they've held up. A lot of the guys personally here in the shop are the latter of the two. They don't go prepared. and the trailers take a beating, but they hold up.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's also fun too.
you almost want the guys in the shop because they'll give you the honest feedback, and it's not a customer that you're, trying to make sure they get a good experience. You're like, hey, I want you to beat this thing up and let us know if there's any gaps that we need. I mean, that's good product testing. But no, we've had everything happen that could happen. So that's, I think, one of our future bonus episodes. We do a bunch of bonus episodes. We just did one on like how to go elk hunting for $1,500, right? A lot of people think it's out of the cards for them. 10,000. It's not. I'm like, no, it's like, if you live in St. Louis, you got to take in Colorado, you're going to spend $350 in gas by yourself. If you get another buddy to go with you, it's $175. The tag is $830. All right, so now we're at $1,140. Maybe you got a couple pieces of gear. I think you should go with as much as what you already own as possible, because you're going to learn what you like and don't like. Even if you buy new stuff, you might think, oh, this was the wrong pack. Now I got to buy it again. But the next one I think is going to be like things you need in your truck. I have jack stands. I have a 10,000-pound bottle jack, blocking, 3/8 inch. I mean, it's like, if you know how to use a tool to do a job, you probably want something of that tool with you, right? If you're a guy that's like, I can't fix shit, well, don't bring any tools in, because they ain't going to help you anyway. You're going to have to call AAA. But if you're like me, like, I know how to replace bearings. Okay, well, bring the stuff you need to replace a bearing, because it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, you're going to be you're definitely your best friend, and you're the guy on the trail that has having a bad day's best friend as well.
Oh yeah, straps.
And you show up prepared like that.
I always go with, I think I have like 5 or 6 heavy duty ratchet straps, like heavy duty, 4 axle straps, or like, you know what I mean, so you don't go metal to metal on your tractor, but then like 20 small ratchet straps. Like, you never know when you're gonna have to strap a tote down.
Yeah.
Tire chains. I always have 100 feet of tow strap.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great if you got a big jacked up truck, but if the one that's stuck is 75 feet into the mud, it's like, well, I want to stay out here on the gravel or the road. I don't want to go in there. I'll pull you from here, but you got to have that strap. So yeah, I'm a bit. That's my next thing, because I'm working on selling my old pickup, and I had the standard construction toolbox across the back, and I want to get back to a tonneau cover, but I do not want to be without my tools. So I got to figure out what's that going to look like now on the new pickup. So yeah, go prepared. There's a lot of stuff that I hope you don't need it, but if you do, you're going to be really glad you have it.
Yes, exactly. Might be in the way at the time, but if you need it, you're going to be very, very happy.
Yeah.
Or it's going to make for a not so pleasant and expensive trip.
Oh yeah, we've had to do tires on the mountain before. We've had Rangers pop tires on the top of the mountain, and we're camping at the bottom of the mountain. So you got to fix that. So with the models, the toy hauler models, it looks like you guys kind of have an option for anyone that's in the market for a ice house / toy hauler hunting rig camper. Can you kind of talk through like the scale, the size, like what, maybe someone, obviously the terms, but like the Outlander to the Grand Lodge. Yeah. Why would someone pick one versus the other?
Yeah. So if somebody calls us, I'm going to ask them a few different questions, and then try to fit them into one of our standard models and build out from there.
Okay.
And we're building anything from 6.5 feet wide to 8'6" wide, from 9 feet interior space up to, I just shipped one out last week that had 34 feet interior space. So yeah, we're building anything and everything, whether it has bathrooms or awnings or ACs or full off-grid solar systems. We're starting to get into that. We might be a little bit behind the pace on that, but we're starting to delve into that, which has been fun. 12-volt, 24-volt, 48-volt systems. It's all new to me, so I'm growing as well. Yeah, we're basically tailoring to people like yourself. You're going to call me, and basically you kind of, in a way, have a problem. You're trying to go somewhere. You want to haul something, you want to sleep a certain amount of people, but you want to have these amenities because you want to also use it in the summer months,
right?
With your wife, and your wife might have a few more tastes than you do going fall elk hunting. Like you don't need all the stuff, but in the summer she wants it. And
Mm-hmm.
let's all be honest, it takes two to tango and two to sign a check most of the time.
Oh yeah.
So you got to keep your wife happy. But yeah, we're building anything and everything and tailoring specifically to customers. But if you call me and say, hey, Tanner, I saw that Mountain Lander on your website. What's that thing run me? I'll tell you, hey, if you want the Outlander, I'll tell you what that thing runs and we'll build it for you. And it gives you a good base to start off,
Right.
and then customize and build out from there.
Awesome. Well, it's funny you bring up the wife. Most people have one, or they have the husband. Depends on the version you start off. But my wife, Abby, and I mean, she has really gotten into Western hunting with me since she finished her residency. And again, I think folks are probably sick of me bragging about my wife, but I think she's awesome. And she wants to go hunting with me. So we did Wyoming antelope last year, and it was a little earlier. So we were in the tent. We have a wall tent. And I didn't bring a heater because I'm like, that should be fine. It's, first week of October in Wyoming, 60, 70 degree days. It'll be good. Well, the 60, 70 degree days with no moisture turn into like 28 degree nights really fast. And so by the end of the trip, she had a sleeping bag, 2 sweatshirts, 2 sweatpants, and all 3 of our extra blankets over her mound that she'd make like a little beaver lodge every night. And I have a really good sleeping bag, and I sleep hot anyway, so I was just fine in gym shorts. Well, she's coming we're doing Colorado mule deer this year, 3rd week of November. So it's like, well, we went south 500 miles, but we're going to back up almost 2 months. And now I'm back to like, I don't know if the tent is going to, it depends on the year. I've had 3rd weekend in November elk hunts in Montana where I was in a t-shirt and I was sweating. And I've had archery elk hunts in Montana in September with 2 feet of snow on the tent. So we're kind of going through that, but she's like, she wants to do this stuff with me, and I want to bring her, and I want to do everything possible to be like, hey, what can we do to make you like in on the elk hunt, right? Like, is it an Airbnb in town? We'll get an Airbnb in town. Yeah. If you want to come with me, I will I'll rent a house if that's what it takes, just to be able to hunt together. I think is awesome. But she likes the camping and just bare necessities. Like, she does not like to sleep in the winter in the snow. Like, we got to stay warm, dry. Like, other than that, she's pretty on board with about anything. And so that's one thing that I'm excited about, trying to figure out, like, what does our sleep system look like? And then again, on the fishing, like, she likes to go fishing when the fish bite for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, I'm good. So ice fishing, it's a little trickier. I'm not the best ice fisherman personally. We do good sometimes and we strike out sometimes. But if she can be with us, in a junior, and she's reading her book or Kindle on the bed, she's probably going to catch the biggest fish. That's what happens every time. I'll be bringing her like, hey, let's go crappie fishing, and she catches a 26, 27-inch walleye on my rod. So she'd be reading her book on the bed, comfortable. We're there together. We're doing something kind of together, but we're still both getting kind of what we want out of the experience. I'm, actively jigging on the Vex, and she's reading her book with a snack, maybe by the TV watching Netflix, and her rattle reel goes off. Perfect. Like, I'm all for, like, if we can get out there together. And I think a lot of people are probably in a similar boat. Like, if their significant other was comfortable, they don't have to be the biggest fisherman. They don't have to be the biggest hunter, but they would come with if it's comfortable and they can do something else that they like.
And not even just your spouse, but kids as well.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that hunting and that just outdoor industry as a whole is declining in participation.
Yeah.
And I think that's because inherently us as humans, most of us are becoming a little bit softer than we once were. Just the way society is now. But if you can create a comfortable environment, whether that's in one of our team lodge trailers or if that's in an enclosed trailer with our sleep systems, it just makes for an overall more enjoyable experience for everyone involved. It gets people outdoors. It allows them to be warm or cool during whatever season, stay dry and get the sleep that you need. And again, whether that's the whole trip or just sporadically, this light, I tell you what, sporadically throughout the trip, if you're hunting or whatever on spike camps, we're trying to build something for everyone.
Yeah.
trying to build not only, like I said, full scale trailers, or just the parts and pieces to make your hunt or your fishing trip, or your camping trip more enjoyable
Yeah.
overall. So
I love that. I mean, I don't have kids yet. We don't have kids yet, but if that day comes or when that day comes, I really want to find a way, like, hunting means too much to me to give it up for 5 years.
yeah,
Fishing means too much to me. I don't fish a ton. I fish very hard a couple weeks out of the year. The annual summer fishing trip in Canada, a couple,
yeah,
weekend trips in the winter. It means a lot to me. I don't want to give it up. And I know having kids, everyone says it's going to be a life changer. Like, you wait, buddy. It's like, I get it. It's going to be super hard. But we got to find a way to bring the kids with, so we can. I
for
mean, she
sure.
loves to hunt too. Like, I don't want her to go 5 years so I can go hunting and she can't. So it's like, we might go antelope hunting and we might not fill a tag, but we're bringing the
Yeah,
kids out. It's gonna be, they're gonna have, whatever it was, Nature of Omaha, Wild of Omaha's Kingdom through the
yeah,
front glass of the windshield, and they think
yeah,
it's just a scenic adventure, and we're like, yeah, well, we didn't really that stock didn't work because Timmy had to go to the bathroom halfway through or whatever.
yeah.
But who cares? It's fun. We're doing it. The tag price at the end of the day is pretty small compared to the experience, and so it's okay if we don't fill every tag. If we're still out there, and like, imagine how much more comfortable it's going to be to bring your kids on a deer hunt or an antelope
Yeah.
hunt or even an elk hunt. When they're in a bed sleeping, you have normal food that you're cooking in a normal style kitchen. It's going to make things. I mean, your kids aren't going to do well on a cot or on an air pad on the
Yeah.
rocks eating mountain house. Like, 5-year-olds aren't going to do well in that.
No.
So,
No, and one other thing that I thought about too before our conversation was fall season is usually the days are short and the nights are long, and just being somewhere that you can have good camaraderie and a good conversation and a good night's sleep. That means that can make the trip sometimes in a tough situation more than anything. So
it's really interesting you brought that up, because I did a crazy story. I don't think we've told it on this podcast before, since Drawn West is new, if anyone's newly listening, but about 5 or 6 years ago, we were kind of at this weird place with our elk hunting group, because they wanted to go to Wyoming and hunt elk, but Wyoming's got a 6-person cap, and we had 7 people, right? And so we didn't have enough points for both groups to draw, or something. It was something goofy, or we didn't want to split in case one didn't draw. And so we were going to do, I think it was 5 and I was the 6th person, or Montana and it was 6 and I was the 7th, one way or the other. I was in. I mean, I wasn't the 7th person. I was like the 3rd person. So someone else would have got kicked out, right? So we got that going on. And then I would go to buy my Colorado points, and I log in to buy my 2nd Colorado point. I have one. I'm going to buy the 2nd one. I log in. It says you have 5. And I'm like, wow, bonus. Like, they updated their system, and I got 4 extra bonus points. And so I'm like, not sure what to do. It's March. We're talking about, like, do we apply in Montana? Do we apply in, and then my buddy gets engaged, and he's like, hey, will you be in my wedding? The wedding's on September 18th. And I'm like, that's, and what? So then I step back and I'm like, all right, well, a really good friend's wedding, like, I'm not going to attend some random person's wedding on elk camp day, but one of my best friends, he's asking me to be a part of his day. I can elk hunt a lot. Okay, I'll be in your wedding. Hey, wait, if I'm going to skip that frees up the group. They don't have that 7th person issue. And then I'll just go burn my 5 extra points in Colorado that they gave me before they realized they gave me a bunch of extra points. So I applied for Colorado rifle, got a rifle tag, went to my buddy's wedding. My brother shot his biggest bull to date on the day of that wedding. So I'm kind of bummed I wasn't there to see it, but worked out good for everyone involved. They got married. They have their 2nd kid now, so they're happy. My brother's happy. I go to Colorado, but I'm by myself on a 2nd season rifle tag. So it's the week right before, or the last week of October. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I'm by myself. I'm camping at 12,000 feet. I'm camping really high, 11.5. I'm camping at 11.5, hunting about 12 to 12.5, way high up in a tent. And it's dark early, like 5 o'clock. And I'm just sitting in that tent for like 5 hours in the dark by myself, just driving myself crazy. I'm like, I got to go to bed at 6:30 or I'm going to go insane if I stay up till like 10. It doesn't get light till 7. Like, I don't need 12 hours of sleep, but I got nothing else to do. And
Yeah.
it's interesting you said that, because a couple times I'm like, man, I realized I do not enjoy late season rifle elk hunting by myself, just because of that. But like, yeah, you're by yourself, and then the weather got bad, so I had to actually come out of the mountains. I was sleeping in the back of my truck, and I'm like, I just don't enjoy this. Like, I'm in the truck for 5 hours,
Yeah.
just scrolling on my phone. I don't have good enough service to call anyone or talk to anyone. I'm just listening to podcasts I downloaded at the gas station this morning. I mean, it's just weird. And so
Yeah.
it's a super important point. Same with ice fishing. I mean, those are when the days are the shortest. So you're going to be spending a lot of times somewhere
Yeah.
indoors. It's good if you have a light. It's good if you have a couch. It's good if you have a heater. It's good if you have some
Yeah.
food and a friend. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a great point that you brought up. Like, it is, short days can drive you insane if you're not, if you're by yourself, if you're uncomfortable. I mean, you start second guessing a lot of things really fast at that point.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And like I said, that's what we're trying to build trailers and products so that you can just make your trip, whether that's fishing, hunting, camping, or going toy hauling to go roll out in the woods.
Yeah.
Just more enjoyable from sun up to sundown and everything in between. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
got a question for you. Tell me about the snow den.
Okay. Yeah. So if anyone in the Midwest knows anything about ice fishing, there's snow bears everywhere. If you're from outside the Midwest or the ice belt, a snow bear is a tracked machine. It's a little bit of a
You know what it
I'm
looks
trying to
like?
think. It's like a Ford Ranger but enclosed
You know what it
all the
looks
way.
like a lot? The old school post office vehicles, the square box triangle nose post office little guy that's just wheeling around on tracks on
Yep.
metal. They're
Yep.
metal, right?
It's a regular snowmobile track.
Oh, the rubber snowmobile tracks, so
Yep.
rubber tracks. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
but it's
Yeah.
like
So
a
the rubber
post
tracks.
office box.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, they're all over out here, and there's getting to be more and more of them all the time. Uh, you talk to anyone in the ice belt, or especially in the Dakotas, everyone calls them snow ticks because they're just kind of everywhere. Um, but one of a good friend and somebody I tournament fish quite often. Tournament fish against him. His name is Adam Renos, and he owns Glacial Lakes Snow Bear, and they're out of Siston, South Dakota. And to be honest, um, Adam is snow bear. If you know what a snow bear is, then you know who Adam Renos is.
Yeah,
Um, Adam Adam has basically built the Snow Bear brand to be what it is,
yep.
and I would say he sells probably 70-ish, maybe even more percent of the Snow Bears that go out every year. Uh,
Wow.
so last year, Adam came to us again, same as any consumer. Comes to us a little bit of a problem. He's got guys that want to be able to customize their units, have something that's insulated so that they can throw a heater in there and melt the snow bears because they get slush and ice and
Yeah.
snow all over them. So we designed one, we built one, just like our furniture. It was cool, but not cool enough. Had a lot to work through. Worked through all of that stuff. Basically, that first unit was a little bit of a skeleton by the time it was done. Um, and then, anyways, from there we rolled out. We rolled 10 production units down the line, and they all turned out sweet. And before you knew it, we rolled 8 more that were custom built. And this year we're building 20. We just finished a gooseneck unit for a gentleman in North Dakota. Become a big part of our manufacturing plant. These snow dens have, and just working with the customers is like working with. I don't know how to say it, but it's a different demographic of people.
Yeah.
Snow bears are not cheap, and nor are these trailers.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's like a sports car. You're
right.
not going to go buy a $1 million Lamborghini and haul it on an open deck enclosed trailer or open deck flat deck trailer.
Yeah.
You're going to buy a nice car hauler to fit that thing in, and that's the same thing that we're designing. These things are super easy. They're hydraulic tongue jacks on a key fob. The ramp doors are actually on a winch system, so they open and close with a key fob. So the guys can pull up to them, push the button, the ramp will lower, drive their snow bear, and push the button, the ramp closes behind them. Um, the gooseneck that just left that had a diesel furnace in it, again
Wow.
to heat the unit,
Yeah.
to cool, to dry off or to melt off the snow bear. And that one also had a trench drain in the rear so that the water doesn't stay inside the trailer. It'll hit the trench drain and run out of the unit. So, yeah, they've been fun to build. And we're really just getting started on those. I think
Yeah.
I think Adam has taken over about 90% of the trailer market for snow bears now with the snow den.
It's
So
crazy. So I saw the gooseneck snow den, and I'm like, man, this just looks like the team at Team Lodge's just like sandbox dream. Like someone's like, hey, I need this. And the
yeah.
branding, by the way, is so on point with the snow den to call it a snow den. Is the snow den a living quarters on the inside as well, or is it just for the snow bears?
Well, I have to post a story today on our socials, and I'm planning to post some pictures of a snow den that we did some living quarters on. It has a bathroom, a shower, a small little kitchenette, and then it has a lift bed. So the gentleman can pull the snow bear in, hop out of it, walk around to the front of the trailer, get in his lift bed, and go to sleep, or go into the bathroom and shower.
Wow.
So yeah, been pretty fun. Like I said, we're just kind of getting rolling, and we're adding little things here and there. That's the one nice thing about us is we can be pretty flexible, and Adam really enjoys that because his customers will call just like one did yesterday and say, "Hey, I want a winch mounted to the floor of this thing in case something breaks down and I can winch it in." So we're making that change to one now, and yeah, we're just again, if you call us with a problem, we're gonna help solve it in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I'm going to call you with the problem hopefully one day and be like, hey, I need a way to strap my elk Euro. I need 4 elk to be able to strap down to the top of this team lodge so the whole way home, everyone on the interstate knows that we know how to call elk.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the coolest. I always think that's it. When you're on the interstate going out elk hunting and you're seeing pickups coming the other way and you're like, that guy had a huge bull in the back of that truck. That's always,
Yeah.
it just gets you so fired up for the hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, we're building hunting trailers, camping trailers, toy hauling trailers, fishing trailers, and we're building a whole ton of work lineup trailers, bathroom trailers, office trailers, just any sort of mobile command post, mobility trailer for hauling stuff around. We're building all number of different things. So,
Yeah.
whether it's just for the hunting side of things and you're looking for a unit, we got that. Or if you need something for work, we can build you that too. We're working to keep going, and yeah, it's been fun overall. We've grown a lot and diversified much further than that. So
it sounds like it's been fun, and that's what's exciting to hear you describe it and talk through it. And it sounds like you guys are just having fun over there. Like, hey, guy called to me that just now, like, hey, you think we can solve this? And someone's like, yeah, I think here, let's try it. And all of a sudden you get something cool like a snow den. So
yeah, and there's always behind the scenes, there's always the blood, sweat, and tears. If you have any business owner or somebody that's worked hard to develop something just like yourself, developing the podcast and the marketing brand and all those things, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears behind the scene that nobody sees. But the good thing is that I have a good team around me that has a good team around them, and we all work together. We might butt heads every once in a while, but what do they say? A little bit of headbutting is never good, or I don't even know. But it's fun. We have a lot of fun here, and we all work together, and we try to listen to the consumer, provide them options, and then get them a product that they love. And then if they have a problem, we stand behind it and we provide them with good customer service.
That's awesome.
We probably say yes too much, but it's helped us more than it's done bad. So
yeah, we got to make the antler den version of the snow den.
Hey,
this thing's made to store giant elk antlers when you're successful.
We'll have to chat.
Yeah. So I know you guys got a quiz on your website, so if folks they're hearing this conversation, they're curious, maybe this is the first time they've heard of Team Lodge. You go over there, you can take the quiz. It might walk you through some questions, getting you to start to think about some stuff and which models may be better or worse or fitted for you. What's the next step? Where can people go to kind of learn more if they're like, hey, this might work. This might be the thing we need or we've been looking for?
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest thing, or there's a few different ways really, fill out that form. Otherwise, there's an online configuration tool on our website. It'll lead you to build out one of those standard units with some upgrade options. They'll pop in there. It's a pretty fun little tool. And then it'll ask you for your information again. It'll throw that in there. We're not pushy here.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking around, we'll call you or text you or shoot you an email. But the minute you hint at no, we just kind of let it be.
Yeah.
We're not going to be the pushy RV salesman or the trailer salesman.
You're saying this isn't Camping World?
No, we are not Camping World. Camping World has a good business model and they've been successful, but we're all about real people and real experiences, and I don't like being pushed upon.
No.
So I'm not going to do that in return.
And
but then
it works because they found you the first time. Hey, if things change,
yeah,
find us again. We'll be here.
Yeah,
we'll be
exactly.
ready. Take your time. Make sure it's the right decision for you. We don't want any marital disputes because wait till the timing's right, and then you'll know where to find us.
Yeah. Otherwise, the traditional ways, giving me a call.
Yeah.
Our phone number is listed on our website. It goes right directly to my personal phone. So Monday through Sunday, if you call or text us, I'll get it and respond as I'm available on the weekends. But otherwise, another traditional way, just send us an email, sales@teamlodge.com, and we can build out from there. It's been fun to meet with people literally all over the U.S., some into Canada, and provide people with the experience that they're looking for.
Yeah. If someone calls you up today and says, hey, loved it, Brian convinced me I need one, I want one, here's what I want, what does it look like from there? Is it build to order? Do you have some options in stock? What's the timing look like?
We have very limited options in stock now.
Okay.
Because we're mainly build to order.
Okay.
And depending on the build out of the unit, like I'm working on a unit right now that's going to be about a 14-week lead time just because of how much stuff is in there and how intricate the build is. But then I just had an oil field customer call me today and says you need a unit in 5 weeks. So we're willing to flex. You have to be able to flex with us, but our standard lead time on a recreational trailer or an enclosed trailer is 8 to 14 weeks. So it just all kind of depends on many different variables, but we try to stay inside of that just because we understand if you need it, you're going to need it now, most likely.
Yeah.
So you might have drawn that tag of a lifetime, and you need accommodations. I had a gentleman from Georgia call me and drew a New Mexico bull elk tag and needs some accommodations, so we're working through that. But it's fun and we enjoy it.
That's awesome. Good for him. I hope tell him next time you talk to him, tell him to come find me because I won't be. You can't obviously give me his information, but tell him to come find me, and we'll love to hear how that hunt goes on on the podcast if he's willing to share.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, awesome. 8 weeks. I mean, you can't order a truck for that either. Like we order a lot of custom trucks in our family, and tell Ford like use the option, not to be that guy, but just like, hey, I need the tow package and I want this and that and this color, and you don't have one on the lot. I mean, even that's 4 months.
Yeah.
And they roll off the line every 6 minutes. So.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it depends on how much detail there is and how much outside of the norm you go.
Yeah.
Pretty much a true standard lead time for a custom trailer is 12 to 14. That's just kind of where we land, and that gives us time to
do it right,
to make sure all the steps are done in the process and nothing is skipped over. Because the thing that you don't want to have happen is you have a hunt on November 1st and you get that thing on October 30th, and the true date should have been November 11th or something, but it got pushed, and we don't want that because things happen inherently, especially when you do a lot of hands-on manufacturing like we do here. So yeah, we try to stick to that, but we're willing to flex if you have a big priority in mind and something to use the unit for.
Sure.
So.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the podcast today, Tanner, and thank you for listening.